so.
So what do we do to this suspension of the Constitution? Because basically what I hear you say is that we have suspended our Constitution, we are not upholding the rule of law. Because the rule of law provides that resources are raised by us Kenyans, we have provisions on allocation, this is how resources ought to be utilized. When we keep on getting reports, money was lost, that was not accounted for, cannot be found, it begs for questions on at what point, or maybe from your rating, have we as Kenyans, from the voter to the person who is nominated, appointed, elected, are we cognizant with the fact that we are not led by the goodwill of our heart or the values from our culture where we come from, but by this one document we call the Constitution? This is the standardization that we have set. Are we cognizant, or how far are we from the mark?
I think the awakening is there to the fact that the Constitution is not being followed, because clearly it is not. How many supplementary budget, for example, do you have? The Constitution, it says how supplementary is supposed to come. The law is very clear.
Correct.
That those are unforeseen. You can't just come spring another budget because you have finished what I gave you. You only came if what has happened could not be predicted when you are making them, and they cannot be more than 10%, I think,
yes,
of the original. But that has been thrown through the window. And now I'm saying there is awakening again. Just remember the Gen Z demonstrations of 2024.
Right.
They were asking for 4 things. They were asking for good governance. They were asking for integrity in management of public affairs. They were asking for transparency and accountability.
Right.
That is constitutional. That is Article 10 is about Article 2C. Okay? Now, when the young people can come in those numbers asking for this 4, it means the country is not lost. It means we are going towards recovering Kenya.
Right.
But of course, it won't be a journey. It's not going to be easy, because the people benefiting from the chaos, from failure to follow the law, from failure to implement the Constitution, those people are not going to allow that to come out easily, because unfortunately for Kenya, we are not known for producing good people. I mean...
in what sense?
You know, people like NJM Karaoke, for example, are people who really deeply felt. So, you know, you told us the policies you are perpetuating will produce 10 million beggars and only 10 millionaires.
Correct.
And that is what has happened. So we don't produce people like that. We don't produce Amiga Cabros. We don't produce Mandelas. We don't produce Nyerere. We don't produce people with a heart, who are willing, you know, like that Ethiopian doctor. I don't know if you saw some story last week in the social media, wonderful one. The doctor devoted himself to serving the people. So even when other people felt that they needed to help him and bring in donations,
yes,
he uses the money to buy the best equipment to serve his patients. We are not able to produce a Kenyan.
Is there hope?
Like that.
But when you put it that way, Prof, you're painting a very dark picture.
I know, I know it is.
In 56 weeks,
yes,
we are going to the ballot.
The election, yes. I know there is a hope, because at least you couldn't get those young people to make those demands. That's the first time after the war liberation, when Kimathi and others gave their lives for the country. The next one to hear something coming is sensible was not in the second liberation, was actually in the Gen Z demonstration. That's when you hear somebody talking about structural, something, fixing something which is structurally wrong. So that means we are not totally doomed.
Okay.
But we need to appreciate that, for example, the next election